Welcome to the Breadcrumb Effect Podcast,
where we interview interesting people with a story to tell
and share what breadcrumbs they've picked up along the way. I'm Danny.
And I'm Brittany.
Welcome to the Breadcrumb Effect.
Welcome to the Breadcrumb Effect.
We are live
in action. Do we want to start with how we met?
We officially met through our daughters, but I think we would have met anyway. To me, I think our meeting alone is a breadcrumb that came out later, probably a year after we met. There's another person, degrees of separation, that is completely unrelated to our daughters.
I know.
So officially, we met through our daughters, who are best friends. We started out by going on play dates.
So it was Ella's first day at a new daycare, and they were allowing us to go to the daycare and just sit in there for 20 minutes. Ella was really nervous. So we get there, and Danny's daughter runs up to Ella and is, "Hi, I'm Abby." Was in her face like this the whole time, talking, making Ella feel so comfortable. They were inseparable, holding hands, hugging, doing all the things. Immediately after that. That was her BFF from day one. Did you write your number down on a Post-it note? I think you did. So Ella came home and was like, "You need to call Abby's mom. I don't have her number." I want to go back and look at that first interaction. But you did that, which was so helpful. I would have been too nervous.
I'll even do that at restaurants with the girls. They'll make a friend on the playground. They'll be like, "I want to play date with that person." Go tell their mom to write their number down. And on the way out, I just throw it away in trash. Because I'm like, we are going to hit some play dates with people that we just met in a restaurant. But for you, it was like grade school. That's the no. Yeah. And what are they, 2 or 3 at the time?
They were 3. Or maybe they were 2.
Like 3 responsibility to put on a 3-year-old.
I know.
If my number to this other child, that will then give it to their parent.
Okay, so then we met and we instantly hit it all.
Yeah.
We both love reading.
Yeah.
We are both love laughing. We're a little bit crazy. Both have daughters.
Yeah.
I only have one. And then we just became friends very easily.
It was easy. And I think that's a good sign. And then now we essentially have play dates without our children.
You can't come.
Yeah. Or we just don't tell. I could not tell Abby I was coming today because then she'd be sad.
I actually said, Danny was over. I was talking to Chris. I was like, she said, "What about Abby?" I was like, "Abby was at school." Yep. We need to make that happen.
So instant connection. And then to level it up, because we took it to the next level, going back to being a reader, I've got these giant books. It is these massive Colleen Hoover books that I'm not going to say what big box store they came from.
We'll never tell.
Pretty sure she should have these. And I immediately was like, yes, I want one. And then I also immediately in my next thought started thinking of these great ideas we could do with these, because I had recently started my Bookstagram. And so I was like, oh, yeah, we could do some fun reels with these. And so I started coming up with funny ideas. And essentially, it was doing things around town with these giant books that you would do with a normal sized book. Take it to coffee or go on a run or wake up with your book. These ridiculous things. And
didn't you go potting with your book, too?
Oh, for sure. We took the thing into the bathroom. And so the fact that that you popped, like we had just met, to take it to that next weird level of, hey, I have no idea why I thought of you, but I'm like, I knew you would be perfect for it. Hey, do you want to wander around town like adult children doing these ridiculous things with me? And your immediate yes was like, yes.
And I don't think I've ever had so much fun. I was like, this was great. This one's amazing. I was there, and it was my first time meeting her, and she loves housewives like me. It was just like instant connection on all fronts.
It's 8 a.m, too. We'll share some of these videos. And we're totally sober doing this. Like
100%.
Just having ridiculous fun.
Then, why don't you talk about what you started?
Okay. And so along the same vein, the theme with reading, and we're doing this. Within this last year, so a little bit of backstory about me. I left my job in tech to stay home, support my family, have a whole focus on my mental and physical health. Had the whole year too of finding a lot about me, of what I want to do and pursue, and been in that Bookstagram community and really surrounding myself around writers and editors and other great people. And it gave me the courage to continue pursuing my own writing. And so in that, I created a Texas network for local writers, authors, booksellers, you name it, people within the community. And we're now up to close to 200 people, and we do quarterly meetups, and it's really fun. And so with that, Brittany, being an active reader, invited her into the network with these quarterly meetups. We switch cities every time, switch different geographies. And so we had one coming up in San Antonio, which is 2.5 hours away from where we live. And it took the leap of faith. I know we're not like super close, but do you want to go to girls trip with me? Stay overnight at a hotel, share a room?
I was like, hell yes, let's go.
Again, no children. And it was
Our own play date.
It was so fun.
What's crazy is I was like, we should start a podcast. And immediate response was, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about this. That was actually 1 year ago as of this weekend. And here we are today, set up with the podcast, ready to go.
It's insane.
It is the Breadcrumb Effect.
Yes.
100%.
We were in the car, we were vibing, and you're really good at making friends. You're talkative. I remember you talking about how your mom has said that about how you were, as a child, you were built for this. And so we're in the car, we're talking about our goals and our dreams and the type of people that we want to become. I had already been thinking for a few years even, I've always wanted to do a podcast. Who would I do it with? When would be the right time? What would we even talk about? But I'm in the car next to you thinking, it needs to be Brittany. I'm thinking this. And then you say the words out of your mouth, we should do a podcast. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, in my brain? They're real. Because I had even in OneNote, right? My organized self had a podcast folder that we've now built off of for this. It's just insane.
It was waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that is I have actually asked some other friends, we should do a podcast. And one of my friends, I think I did this 5 years ago. And then another one of my friends, where we love Bravo, we should do a podcast, but it never came to fruition.
Yeah.
Because it was always meant to start here.
Yeah. Those are warm-ups.
It's not the idea being planted that a podcast needs to happen.
Yes. Telling my family that I'm doing this, not a surprise for them at all. I think my dad recorded my first podcast when I was 5 years old on a drive where he and I are just on our way up a mountain. It's a 45-minute drive. He was recording with one of those old camcorders. Talked the entire 45 minutes up the drive, probably 1989. And that was my first podcast.
And on that drive to San Antonio, I don't think we shut up one time. That's Apollo, my dog.
Yeah, we were marrying neurons. Then the other thing was, okay, so we know we want to do podcasts. We know who we want to do it with, but what would we even talk about? During that drive, we talked a lot about these breadcrumbs. We always hear about how people leave breadcrumbs behind as they go forward for other people to pick up. But what about those breadcrumbs that you pick up along the way? They're almost signs from the universe or whatever you want to call it, God or fate, that are affirmations that you are in the right direction. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's a sign. It's those breadcrumbs that you pick up along the way forward that are leading you where you should be.
Yeah. What's interesting is we were talking about these breadcrumbs. And when we thought about our podcast, we wanted to talk about the breadcrumbs, but we had originally wanted us to be called Off Topic because we can go from one thing to space to the ocean in 2 seconds. But after doing more research, after actually making a logo for it
and consulting an entertainment lawyer, because we're going to do this right.
Danny's going to do this right. Brittany's going to be along for the ride, which I'm so glad she did, because otherwise we would be, I'm not going to say a bad word. That might come a little later, guys. When we were talking about our podcast to everyone, we were talking about these breadcrumbs, talking about, and
yeah, it kept coming up as a theme.
And people, we would get offended because people would be like, I like the name Off Topic, but it seems like breadcrumb needs to be.
We're like, no.
And we'd be like, no, it's off topic. But they were all correct. We were the problem. Finally, the breadcrumb effect came about. What I'm really excited about is to be able to, number one, not only share our story, and there are so many things in your life and my life that have led us to where we are today, and it's exactly where we are supposed to be. And I'm excited to talk to different people from all walks of life and understand where their breadcrumbs have led them. Because in something where you think, oh man, I just made like the biggest mistake ever. But if you hadn't have done that, you wouldn't be exactly where you are and where you're supposed to be. So that is the breadcrumb effect.
Exactly. We are going to talk to interesting people, have a story to tell. It can be an everyday person. It can be somebody that's achieved a lot and either help them discover the breadcrumbs that happen in their life, or they will share the breadcrumbs that they already know that have existed. Going to be a good time. You put together a form that folks can fill out. So if you're interested in being a guest, or if you know of somebody that you want,
you can actually click on our Instagram and there's a link on there where you can fill out the form. It'll go directly to us. Please give us a little bit of time and we'll be reaching out for scheduling.
Thank you to those people that have already reached out or that we've asked and have generously said yes. So we will be reaching out very soon for scheduling. We're getting in a good place. This is not what the studio will officially look like, but elements. So we have a couch, we have chairs. We're hooked up.
We're hooked up and ready to go, ready to talk.
I feel like we need to continue thanking people that have helped us along the way. Gino and Doug with the lighting, literally with the sound, and Justin too, and my brother-in-law, David, and Girls Trip Gamblers. That's the whole reason why we have phone stands.
I wanted to talk about Girls Trip Gamblers and Literally, but maybe I should save it for their podcast because they had a very large role in becoming a breadcrumb. As to how this is there.
So true for both of them. We should save those stories when we're with them. That's a great point.
Because that is
more breadcrumbs to come. I think we covered a lot. Starting in our first official episode, we're going to have little loaves of bread in the set that you will have to find. And whoever finds it doesn't get a prize. You just get props.
If you find it, you get nothing.
We'll say, good job.
Yeah, whoever finds it, you'll get a shout out.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe in times to come, there could be a prize. I don't know.
The time is not now, but soon we'll figure it out. We got the loaf of bread.
And you find the breadcrumbs.
And then soon we'll announce what segments we have because those will be some fun ideas.
Okay, bye.
Find your breadcrumbs.
So go off into your week and find your breadcrumbs.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait. What were they sassy? What? I don't know why I did that. I'm going to try this again.
Let's try it with the sexy face. Oh, God. I think I went over the
line.
Damn it. So go off into the week and
find your breadcrumbs.
La, 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 la.
You're so inspired.
I'm like, I don't know if I can actually say that every
I don't know.
time.
I don't know.
I think I have to say bye.
Okay. Bye for real.
Done. Cut.
Okay, bye.
Cut.
New clip.
I'm so sure that my seat don't even touch.
Dingly. Ding-a-dingle.
Got dangler. Maybe don't listen to this with your kids in the car.
We may cuss. We may offend.
We're here to learn and laugh, not to offend.
We are not experts, so take what resonates and professional advice where needed. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
If you've loved today's conversation, subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Continue picking up the breadcrumbs by leaving us a review and sharing.
Follow us on socials. We are at Instagram at The Breadcrumb Effect, TikTok at The Breadcrumb Effect Pod, and YouTube at The Breadcrumb Effect.
Let us know your favorite episode or what you'd like to see.
Want to be a guest or know someone with a story? Fill out our guest interest form linked in our bios.
Finally, let us know if you found the hidden loaf. Until next time, keep picking up those breadcrumbs.
They're leading you exactly where you're meant to be.